Okay, the next concept I want to talk to you about is what I call exiting. Exiting is a swing technique that can help you learn how to control the trajectories of your ball flight. There are three basic exiting actions we use for controlling the height of our golf shots. The first one is what I call exiting out. What you want to do is get the sense as you swing through the ball that you straighten your arms and the shaft out in a straight line, and you keep them as low and as straight as you can as you move into the fall through. The straighter you keep that line and the lower you keep your arms, the lower that golf shot's going to go. Now in general, we're also going to move the ball back in the stance for this. You know, again, in this situation, I'm trying to play an extremely low shot instead of just a little bit lower than average. To play a little lower than average shot, you can simply move that ball back in your stance. So here we go. I'm going to move that ball back. I'm going to exit out to play a nice low shot. You can see I've kept my arms extended here. The arms and the shaft made a straight line. Now it's actually pointed a little bit below, parallel to the ground. That shot went very low. It was a nice penetrating shot I could use into the wind. Living in here in Hawaii, that's a great shot to have. Okay, the next one is what I call constant exit. The idea of this is that when I'm moving into impact, I have a certain relationship between my forearms and the club shaft. As I move into the fall through, I want to keep that relationship between my forearms and the club shaft all the way through my full fall through. If I can do that, I'm going to get the constant exit. This shot's going to allow me to play a shot on a medium-high trajectory, and when it lands, it's going to land nice and soft. It's going to jump up in the air and stop very quickly near to where it landed. Let's go ahead and make one of these constant exit swings. Okay, so that time I had a nice constant exit. That ball flight was medium high. When it came down, it landed, jumped straight up in the air, and it sat down nicely. So once again, if you want to play a medium high trajectory, as you move through the ball into your fall through, all you want to do is get the sense that you're trying to keep that relationship between your arms and the club shaft as you go all the way up to your finish. Okay, the next one is what I call exiting up. In the exiting upswing, as I go through the ball, I want to rehinge my wrists as soon as I can. So the sooner I rehinge those wrists, the higher I'm going to play the shot. It's like what we do when we play a lob shot. So this is just launching it a lot higher. I'm playing this with an 8-iron, but if I need to go up over a tree and still play at the full distance, I would simply exit up as I went through the shot. Okay, by rehinging my wrist that time, earlier in the swing I was able to launch that ball very high. Keep in mind, the other thing I'm going to do with this shot is I'm also going to move the ball slightly forward. For the constant exit shot, I use the standard ball position for whatever club I'm using. Okay? To exit up, I move the ball a little bit forward. To exit out low, I move the ball back. I'm going to do one more exit up here so we can see what that looks like. Okay, once again, I launched that one nice and high, but still went the full distance and landed nice and soft when it got there. I would have been able to play that ball up over an extremely high tree. So if you want to play the ball higher, go ahead and work on exiting up. Now what about drawing and fading the ball? There's two basic techniques with this as far as exiting is concerned. As the club goes to the ball, if I release the toe first, it's going to help me play a draw. If I make sure my heel leads through the ball first, it's going to help me play a fade. So let's go ahead and play a couple of these shots and see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and release the toe first. I'm going to toe out the exit on the first one. Okay, that was a nice toe out exit. Had a good, about 5-yard draw on that one. I take that shot anytime when I need to draw. Okay, so what about the fade? In the fade again, I'm going to lead the heel first through the ball. And I'm going to get a sense that even as I go into the follow through, I'm actually still trying to feel heel first. You know, it will catch up at some point, but again, the concept is I'm trying to lead with the heel through the golf shot. Yeah, that was a good heel first exit. I had a little fade on that one again, about a 5-yard fade. Now, I did push that one a hair, and it's not because of the fact that I was heel first necessarily in that swing. In that one, I actually dipped a little bit as I went through the golf ball, so that actually made me slide forward, and the more forward I slid, had more shaft lean. That's actually what got that foot base aiming further out to the right. I'm going to do one more of those, see if I can get a good heel first shot here. Alright, that heel first shot was really nice that time. I take that one any day when I want to play a fade. Alright, so if you want to use exiting in your technique, you can go ahead and exit out for the low shot, move the ball back when you do that, use constant exit for your standard shot, exit up for the high shot, move the ball forward. You can toe out your exits for your draws, and you can heel out your exits for your... Alright, I have one more drill today. This is something you can take out on the golf course that will help you get better rhythm and stay more relaxed when you're playing your golf shot. What I want you to do is what I call the awing drill or the awing swing. I'm going to move closer to the camera so you can hear this here. As I swing, I want to make sure that I'm exhaling the whole time. And what I'm going to do as I do this is make the sound I want to keep that as deep and relaxed as I can as I swing. So we heard a little bit of inflecting in that that time. Still, if that was the worst one I had all day, that'd be okay. That was actually a better that time, even though the swing was actually swifter through the ball than the first one. Now, the first thing I recommend you do is that you actually do this at home for a while, okay? And as you're doing it at home, you can do it in slow motion. You can, just get the sense of how you're going to as you're swinging. Now you're going to find that most likely somewhere in your swing your is going to cut out, you're going to have tension. You may feel something like this. It'll be very obvious to you when you create tension in your swing, when there's too much effort and there's too much tension in your swing. So when you can get to the point that you can actually consistently back and through with a nice relaxed deep you're going to find that your golf swing is going to fit your body mechanics perfectly. Okay? So, the goal is first do it in slow motion, then do it in regular motion. If you can do it at home first, then you can take it out to the golf course or the driving range and play some shots. So, I'm going to play some shots now. Hopefully you can hear this as I'm doing it. Alright, again, in that I had a little bit of straining at the bottom. I'd give that about a 7.5 on a scale from 1 to 10. Alright, that one was a really good awe that time. Golf swing felt great, contact was really good, launch was great, that ball went a long way. So, what you're going to find out, the better your awe, the better your swing. First, learn to awe at home where you can get a sense of where you're creating tension, and you can figure out how to get rid of that tension just by doing your awing training. Take it out on the driving range, do some awing out there, you're going to notice the better your awe, the better your shot. When you feel good enough with it, you can actually take it out on the golf course. Now, when I do this on the golf course, I awe, but I do it under my breath. I never play a golf shot on the golf course where I'm not awing. If the awe is silent, it's myself, I'm just exhaling the whole time, so I can feel whether that swing is nice and relaxed or whether I'm creating tension in the swing. Alright, once again, I had a nice, deep, relaxed awe on that swing. I was able to play the ball a long way. Okay, to recap today, first thing we worked on was the fundamental skill of understanding how to get our target-oriented follow-through. So if you can get the sense of that swing point swing drill and get a feeling of where the club's pointed, when you make a good follow-through, you can understand what a target-oriented follow-through feels like for you. The next thing we talked about was your swing path, understanding how your right forearm acts in the golf swing, and we related that to where your extension is going to be so you can get a sense of how that'll help you understand where your target-oriented awareness is. The next thing we talked about was your exiting techniques to control your ball flight. That's something, again, you can take out onto the golf course with you. Lastly, we talked about awing. Awing is a great drill. I think it's one of the two best drills you can do. If you can awe perfectly as you're swinging, then your swing is perfect for you. I hope you're able to take some information away from these videos and help you learn to play the best golf of your life.